Basics of Chemistry, Class 11, Chapter number 6, Chemical Bonding, Lecture number 1. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, my dear students? I hope you are all very well with the blessing of Allah Almighty. Content of this video will cover 6.1, which have two subtopics. Chemical bond. As you know, what is chemical bond? Can you tell me? It is the force of attraction that holds two atoms together. Two or more than two atoms. A chemical bond is the force which holds together two or more atoms or ions to form a large variety of compounds. The forces which are responsible for such bonding and the shapes of the molecules formed as a result of chemical combination. The theory of chemical bonding has been a major problem of modern chemistry. In this chapter, we shall look into the nature of the chemical bonds formed between the atoms. Types of chemical bonds. Do you know how many types of chemical bond? As you have been studied earlier, 3 types of chemical bond. But here 2 types will be discussed: covalent bond and ionic bond. Do you know what is the name of this molecule? Carbon dioxide, because central carbon atom has 6 protons and the atomic number of carbon atom is 6. So, central carbon will be carbon atom and 8 proton shows this atom will be oxygen atom. And now come to the next example of ionic bond. 11 proton shows the existence of sodium atom and 17 proton shows the existence of chlorine atom. And this bond, which is ionic bond, sodium chloride. Cause of chemical combination. Why do atoms make chemical bond? Do you tell me what is the reason behind this? Yes, to stabilize its electronic configuration and to attain noble gas configuration. It has been observed that the chemical reactivities of elements depend upon their characteristic electronic configuration. The noble gases with electronic configuration of valence shell, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, etc., show little tendency to react chemically. There are just only a few stable compounds formed by these elements, like xenon, fluoride, and these molecules, etc. A noble gas does not react with another noble gas. Thus, these gases are the most stable of all the elements. Let us see why noble gases are most stable. This can be explained on the basis of their special electronic configuration. Their outermost s and p orbitals are completely filled. The simplest noble gas is helium. Helium has complete outermost shell. Duplet of helium is complete and octet of neon is also complete because of its noble configuration. All other elements combine with one another due to an inherent tendency to stabilize themselves. They get their stabilization by losing, gaining, or sharing electrons to attain the nearest noble gas configuration. The tendency of atoms to attain a maximum of 8 electrons in the valence shell is known as octet rule. A few examples are given in table. In certain cases, both tendencies, that is to lose or gain electrons, have been observed. But the system will go by the conditions in which the chemical combination takes place. For example, in the chemical combination between sodium and hydrogen to form sodium hydride, a hydrogen atom gains an electron. In the formation of hydrogen fluoride, the hydrogen atom donates the major share of its electron to fluorine atom. Anyhow, the octet rule could not be made universal, as the formation of compound phosphorus pentafluoride, sulfur hexafluoride, boron trichloride are not according to this rule. Chemical combination between sodium hydride and hydrogen fluoride. Let's see sodium hydride. Sodium has 11 electrons, 2 in K shell, 8 electrons in L shell, and 1 electron in the outermost shell. Sodium atom lose electron and hydrogen gain electron. When the two atoms approach to each other, then the sodium electron of sodium atom will move from sodium atom to the hydrogen atom, and hydrogen atom become a hydride. And when electron will move from sodium atom, then third shell will be disappear and the formation of ionic bond will occur. Similarly, in hydrogen fluoride, hydrogen lose electron and outermost shell of hydrogen will disappear and the ionic bond between hydrogen and fluorine will be formed. And phosphorus pentafluoride, sulfur hexafluoride, boron trichloride. These are the molecules. These molecules do not obey the octet rule. Let's see. Atomic number of phosphorus is 15. K shell has 2 electrons, L shell has 8 electrons, and the remaining 5 electrons will occupy the M shell. One more shell will generate when 5 fluorine atom will combine with the phosphorus atom. Let's see atom of phosphorus after the formation of bond. Cross shows the electron of fluorine. When 5 fluorine atoms will combine with phosphorus, then the new shell will be generated and outermost shell has 2 electrons. Now 6 electrons are required to complete its octet. So phosphorus pentafluoride doesn't obey the octet rule. Similarly, in sulfur hexafluoride and the boron trichloride is your assignment. You have to draw the atomic structure of boron trichloride just like this and show why boron trichloride doesn't obey the octet rule. Elements having less than 4 electrons in their valence shell prefer to lose the electrons to complete their octet. For example, atoms of sodium, magnesium, and aluminium have 1, 2, and 3 electrons in their valence shell. outermost shell respectively. They lose these electrons to have valency of 1, 2 and 3 respectively. For example, lithium has 3 electrons, 2 electrons in inner shell and 1 electron in outermost shell. It has tendency to lose electron to complete its doublet. And magnesium also has tendency to lose electrons to complete its octet. On the other hand, elements having 5 or more than 5 electrons in the valence shell gain electrons to complete their octet. Fluorine has 9 electrons, 2 in inner shell and 7 in outermost shell, and it will gain 1 electron to complete its octet. Similarly in sulfur atom. Energetics of bond formation. Are you getting my point? Is it clear? Energetics of bond formation. In this topic, according to the modern theory of chemical bonding, atoms form bond as it leads to a decrease in energy. For example, when two hydrogen atoms approach each other, forces of attraction and repulsion operate simultaneously. This electron of one hydrogen atom will attract towards another hydrogen atom because of positive charge of nucleus. Between electron and the positive charge of nucleus, attractive forces occur, and between similar charges, repulsive forces will be generated. When these two hydrogen atoms are opposed to each other, then potential energy will be decreased because we don't have need to apply energy because opposite charges, positive charge from nucleus and negative charge from electron, will attract each other. So we can say that attractive forces inversely related to the potential energy. On the other hand, potential energy will increase when repulsive forces will be increased because nucleus will attract the electron, but now we have need to apply energy to make atom far apart from each other. So repulsive forces is directly related to the potential energy. The attractive forces tend to bring the two atoms close to each other and the potential energy of the system is decreased. On the other hand, the repulsive forces tend to push the atoms apart and the potential energy of the system is increased. It has been found that the magnitude of potential energy for the attractive forces is more than for repulsive forces. Therefore, potential energy decreases as the two hydrogen atoms approach each other. These two hydrogen atoms far apart from each other and the potential energy will be maximum at that point. When these molecules are moving close to each other, then the potential energy will be decreases. And when molecules are nearest to each other, then the potential energy will be minimum at that point. The minus 436 kilojoule per mole shows the exothermic reaction. Eventually, a state corresponding to the distance of 75.4 picometer is reached, where the attractive forces dominate the repulsive forces. Here the potential energy of the system is minimum and the hydrogen atoms are said to be bonded to form a stable molecule. So the distance of 75.4 picometer is called bond distance or bond length or compromise distance of two hydrogen atoms. When the atoms approach the distance of minimum energy, then the system of two hydrogen atoms is stabilized to the maximum extent. The amount of energy evolved is 436.46 kJ per mole and is called bond formation energy. In order to break the bond, the same amount of energy has to be provided. For the case where repulsive forces are dominant than attractive forces, the energy of the system increases and it leads to instability. Consequently, a bond is not formed. In order to understand the bonding, the relative sizes of atoms should be known. Are you getting my point? A review of today's lecture to facilitate the students. Chemical bond, octet rule, why atoms combine together. Read it individually. And the note, energetics of bond formation in a short form as a review of this lecture. Test yourself to solve this question from exercise. It's all about today. End of this video. Fi Amanillah.